10 minutes before the wedding. I found I suddenly have the ability to read minds. But the only one I could hear was my husband Dylan. The wedding is coming soon. I am nervous. When I heard Dylan say this, I looked at him in surprise. Just when I was about to make a joke about him, I realized he was standing there. Serious expression. I'm a bit confused. Am I hallucinating? I must be too nervous. That's why I started hearing some. After I comforted myself, I heard Dylan's voice again. If Stella hadn't rejected me last night, I will not marry Nora. If she wasn't so obedient, I'd already run away. I couldn't take my eyes off Dylan, trying to discern something in his eyes. I am not unfamiliar with the name Stella. Stella is Dylan's childhood sweetheart. Their relationship has always been good. They have always had a strong sense of boundaries. That's why I never doubted them. I frowned. I didn't expect Dylan to have unusual feelings. To Stella, I met Dylan in my freshman year. At the beginning of the school year, I didn't listen to the advice of my predecessors and stubbornly brought 5 big bags. But when I need to move my luggage, this becomes a challenge. 5 elderly people have already struggled to lift my bag. Just then, Dylan showed up. He picked up my luggage without any difficulty, then chat with me casually. Finally, he sent me to the dormitory door. Don't bring so much luggage next time. After all, I just want to get to know you. I don't want to risk my life here. Watching Dylan's humorous behavior, I couldn't help laughing. It is precisely because of this incident that Dylan and successfully added the other party as a friend. We chat for a long time every day. As time went by, we naturally came together. I frowned. I can't understand why Dylan likes Stella, but still want to be with me. Maybe my expression is too serious. But Dylan was troubled by his own thoughts. Come to comfort me. Nora, what happened? Why are you so pale? I looked Dylan in the eyes, listened to his true feelings. This woman is so annoying. Does she really think she's the center of the world? Dylan, why do you think Stella didn't come today? Aren't you good friends? I asked casually. Dylan's smile suddenly froze. Today is our wedding. It doesn't matter if she comes or not. I didn't say much. I was thinking silently in my heart, how to escape from a wedding. Now all the relatives are here. If I say it suddenly, no one will believe me. Dylan has fallen in love with someone else. Only, when I was planning the wedding, confronting Dylan tonight, the door of the locker room was suddenly pushed open. Stella in her wedding dress. Panting, he walked up to Dylan and said, Dylan, you said that as long as I look back, you will always wait for me. I don't know if your words still count. I raised my eyebrows. Isn't this a great opportunity for me? Get rid of that mean Dylan. I looked at Dylan with tears in my eyes. What's going on? Didn't you say today is our wedding? It doesn't matter if she comes or not. In the eyes of the 2 women, he is the only one they can see. At that moment, Dylan's vanity was greatly satisfied. I'm still so charming. I heard Dylan's honest opinion. I rolled my eyes. What a disgusting scumbag. But on the surface, I kept calm and put pressure on Dylan. Now our 2 families' relatives are outside. Dylan, if you cancel the wedding now, it will be difficult for you to survive there. Future. I didn't say anything wrong. Now my company is in the city. Almost all industries. If Dylan dares to abandon me, our family might blacklist him from the industry. Until tomorrow. But Dylan doesn't know my family's financial situation. He just looked at me angrily. It's just a matter of finding a bride. No big deal. I nodded in respect of their great love. Then I turned around and called my cousin in. Cousin, this hotel belongs to you. So you didn't charge us a site fee. But now it's different. The bride is changing her clothes. So just keep charging them money. According to hotel prices. The cousin opened her eyes wide and pointed at Dylan's nose. Do you know who my cousin is? If you dare to break off the engagement today, look, I won't kill you. I reached out to stop my cousin. It's okay, we can talk about it later. If you can make money, We shouldn't let it go to waste. Remember to charge the original price. Our hotel is divided into three: 88,100 and 88,000 and 288,000. According to the room currently occupied, we need to charge you 650,200 yuan. I looked at Dylan's originally calm face, suddenly become anxious. Don't think that as long as you say a few words, I will believe you. Nora, your family is just an ordinary family. My cousin rolled her eyes in disdain and showed Dylan his work ID. You run a black shop. Why do your relatives ask me to pay? I laughed at Dylan. You really don't know the pricing standards? This place. Your family knows. We cover the hotel expenses. They immediately called a bunch of strangers. Come here to enjoy food and drinks. We are only calculating your family's share. If you don't have money, get out of here. Dylan's face turned red with anger. But he couldn't refute me. Nora, I'm just confused. You don't have to take it too seriously. Our wedding will still go ahead as planned. My cousin is worried that I might be soft-hearted. Direct speech. Sir, if you still can't come up with the money, I'm going to ask security to kick you out. Stella, who was sitting next to them, could no longer sit still. It's okay, Brother Dylan. I never care about these external things. I think the hotel next door is very good. Why don't we go to the hotel next door? I almost laughed out loud. Dylan didn't take care of Stella at all. He's obviously just satisfying his own vanity. Just like now, Dylan was already cursing Stella in his mind. Their relationship seems to be nothing more than that. Dylan's family has been bragging. He is an honors student from a big city. If he leaves this hotel in disgrace today, then they will be the hot topic tomorrow. Dylan had no choice. Instead, he came over with a long face and begged, "Come with me, Nora. I was just being stupid. Please don't take it seriously. Our wedding will still go ahead as planned." I smiled and clapped my hands. Unnecessary. Your love shouldn't be disturbed by someone like me. Mortal. I will step back. At last, my cousin called all the security guards in the hotel. Want to kick everyone out of Dylan's family. Dylan's mother came over and accused me. Nora, I always thought you were not worthy of my son. Now, I think you have a vicious heart. The wedding was about to start, but you canceled it. Do you really think our family is easy to be bullied? I smiled and shook my head. Auntie, please look carefully. This is your son's unresolved feelings outside. Make him want to marry me. Watch now. Others chased him in wedding dresses. If I don't run away now, in the future, I will always be the one betrayed. What I said left Dylan's mother speechless. She fell to the ground, crying. Judge for yourself. My son is getting married today. The bride's family also gave up and tried to falsely accuse my son. How could I not know what kind of person my son is? Besides, our family gave you money. If you want to leave, that's fine. But give us back our money. It also made up for the lost youth of my son. And hotel fees. Today, we won't pay a penny. Dylan's mom's approach is exactly what I want. I showed the surveillance video. From the dressing room to the screen. Dylan's mother looked pale. Aunt, now you can't say I wronged your son, right? Dylan's relatives at home. They also started whispering to each other. I really didn't expect. Dylan looks respectable. But behind the scenes he was having a blast. His fiancé's family should be quite rich, right? I remember this hotel is one of the national hotel chains. It turns out that all of this is theirs. Don't let your son become a host family. Son-in-law is good enough. But he actually has another woman. External. Dylan's family turned pale, then purple. They never thought. My family background is ordinary. But I have such a rich relative. Dylan's mother had no choice but stand up from the ground. She walked towards me with a smile. Nora, what I just said was out of anger. I don't know any women out there. You are the only daughter-in-law I recognize. Look, they are really mother and son. Even the lies are exactly the same. Auntie, I remember you just said you would pay me back. Let's count the money. The dowry my family provided was a car. Now it is used by your son, equivalent to 5 million renminbi. If you plan to return a product, we can calculate the cost. And the money I spent on home renovations, you can give me 1 million. I hope you can pay me back soon. Otherwise, you will be served with a court summons. Dylan came over with a gloomy face and grabbed my arm. Nora, do you really want to make our family look this bad? I smiled and brushed his hand away. You are the first person to embarrass me. By the way, I keep all my receipts. If you dare to deny it, I have evidence. Helen's mother wanted to rush over and hit me. I know you have bad intentions, just waiting to take my son's money. I pointed at the surveillance camera above. Auntie, there is a camera here. If you hit me, I don't mind taking another house from yours. Dylan's family had no choice but to give up. My cousins saw how depressed they were and called security directly. Throw them all away. I stood at the door and watched them, covered with dust and dirt, standing on the street. Dylan's mother, angrily tearing Stella's wedding dress. You totally ruined my son's wedding, you bitch. What are you talking about, old lady? This is obviously your son. The man who proposed to me last night. Ask me to be with him. I watched this dog-eat-dog farce with great interest. This is just the beginning. I don't know what Dylan and Stella would think when they see. I will be their direct supervisor tomorrow. Suddenly, my parents came over and held my hands. Daughter, please don't let yourself be wronged. Your father. I can easily help you get revenge on that scumbag. My eyes suddenly became wet. My parents have opposed this marriage many times. I had a big fight with them about Dylan. If my parents hadn't finally given in, I might end up marrying. Enter Dylan's family. Alone. If I had walked this path with Dylan, I will tell him my true identity and let my parents host it. Scene. Dylan is not destined to enjoy free meals from my family. Don't worry, Mom and Dad. Your daughter is not someone who can be easily bullied. The next morning, I rejected my parents' advice. Take me to the company. I looked at their parents helplessly. It's one thing to avenge Dylan and others, but I also want to see the environment. At the grassroots level of the company, it is like, if you send me to the company, wouldn't this reveal everything? As soon as I arrived at the company, I realized that my decision was absolutely correct. After entering the company, I found a group of people cheering for someone. Let's congratulate Stella. She was promoted to manager of our department. Stella is the manager, so who am I? Just as I was about to look for General Manager Inquiry, Stella found me standing behind the crowd. Isn't this Miss Nora? How come your family is so rich, but you come to work in our company? You're not pretending what you say. Yesterday you. Dylan also echoed. Where was all that bravado from yesterday? Are you too scared to speak? Now Stella is your boss. Someone nearby asked Stella cautiously. Dylan, Stella, do you know the new staff? It's not just knowing. If it weren't for her, my boyfriend and I won't go this far. Listen to the chatter of people around you. I gradually understood the whole story. Facts prove Dylan and Stella always appear as a couple. In the company, they have a very close relationship. I watched Stella sweetly hold Dylan's arm. I couldn't help but sigh. No wonder they become a couple. After yesterday's heated argument, they are still so loving today. It turns out that he is Dylan's admirer. Are girls nowadays so shameless? Chasing men also comes to the company. She didn't even realize how amazing Stella was. She became the manager of our department. After graduating from university, how dare she compete with Stella for a boyfriend? I raised my eyebrows. Interesting. I remember the company's rules and regulations clearly. If a person does not make a significant contribution, company people like Stella, I can't even be a department manager. Another 20 years passed. Something seems wrong. I ignored their first, I'm not the new employee you mentioned. Secondly, if Stella gets promoted, can I see the company's announcement? Everyone looked at each other. Apparently Stella was just boasting. No evidence can be provided. Prove that she has been promoted. Just then, a fat man came over. The young lady Stella. My personal recommendation. Department manager jobs. The company is currently reviewing. I believe it's only a matter of time before she became a department manager. I looked at his name tag and realized that he was the general manager of the company. Chester. No wonder he spoke so formally. I smiled and took out a contract from my bag. I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you. For the time being, I will be the department manager. Stella rushed over with an expression of disbelief and took the contract from me. Impossible. Has anyone taken care of you? Otherwise, how can you become our department manager? Miss Stella, be careful with your words. As far as I know, I have much more education than you. 1 or 2 years older than me. If you think I will continue to be a department manager, what about you? Who just confidently show that you want to be a manager? I turned around and smiled at the general manager. I hope the general manager. I will be able to manage the company's employees well in the future. Otherwise, I have reason to object to the board of directors. Chester's expression suddenly turned cold. Miss Nora, even if you are sent by headquarters, you have no right to interfere with my management. As for Stella, my previous suggestion was, according to her performance. This makes perfect sense. I looked at the angry eyes of the people around me. There is nothing to misunderstand now. It turns out that Dylan was also betrayed by Stella. Early, I didn't rush to refute Chester. What Manager Chester said is true. I'm too anxious. Chester thought I would give up immediately. He glanced at Stella with pride. He turned away. Stella came up to me and whispered, "What if you suddenly come in from somewhere? You still can't irritate me." Then she turned and said loudly, "Let's thank Nora for treating us to a delicious meal." After get off work, Nora has been generous. The colleagues around me were in chaos. Delicious restaurant. I heard from others that they just went there casually, spending hundreds of thousands. Yes, I heard it. You have to book a month in advance to guarantee a spot. The headquarters is truly unique. Such a grand move. I smiled but said nothing. Fine dining restaurant. It's a special gift from my parents. On my coming-of-age ceremony. Stella looked at me smugly. Nora won't break her promise. I nodded and said I will pay for today's expenses, so everyone can order whatever they like. But this is not, because I'm from headquarters, so I can be so generous. If everyone works hard, I will consider a raise. Dusk falls. Stella was the first to turn off her computer. Nora, I heard. Delicious. The restaurant requires advance reservation. Why haven't you taken action yet? You're not going to fool us with this excuse, are you? Who are you? I raised my phone. How so? We can go now. I've already made a reservation for us. Stella looked at me with a hint of suspicion until we arrived at the restaurant. But the waiter stopped me. She finally laughed at me.